The president is expected to announce additional economic and social relief measures. The ANC's National Working Committee called on an ineffective stimulus package yesterday. But what should such a stimulus package look like? Let's speak to the ANC alliance partner, the SACP. The spokesperson, Dr. Alex Mashilo, now joins us on the line. Good evening and welcome to the special broadcast. From the SACP side, what is it that you expect the president to announce?
We are facing a very difficult situation as South Africa, but we are not alone in this. The whole world is facing a difficult situation. In our case, like in the case of many other countries, even before the COVID-19 pandemic, our economy was in a technical recession. We had, according to Statistics South Africa statistical release, the quarterly labor force survey issued in February, approximately 10.4 million people who were unemployed in the last quarter of 2019. So what we at least would expect and wish to hear from the president is a package that will assist the unemployed people and the working poor particularly, because when we look at the many packages announced worldwide, the money is going to private companies. Very little is said about going to assist the unemployed and the working poor who are impacted severely in every capitalist crisis.
Just speaking to Sherwin Brycebees now, and mentioning what the U.S. government has decided to do, and one of those measures being that putting money directly into the pockets of the poor. Is this something that the country should be considering?
Definitely, that is something we should be considering. In terms of the ANC National Working Committee statement that you referred to earlier on, that statement says that the Alliance Political Council endorsed a resolution for us to look at putting in place a minimum income support grant. So now when you talk about a minimum income support grant, you are referring to a grant that will take care of the unemployed, of the workers who are in the informal sector, and the workers who will fall out of the unemployment insurance fund and who are not covered by social grants. So what we will need in that regard is a very strong database outlining or containing the names of every unemployed person in South Africa, their physical address and all other details, and the channel by which the grant will be administered to reach them directly.
And what would this amount be?
Given our situation of fiscal challenges, we said as the SACP, and the Alliance also said the same thing, that we need to explore, firstly, all domestic sources of funds in the Republic and tap into those funds in a way that will be mutually beneficial to the fund holders as well as to the national imperative of defeating COVID-19 and turning around our economy. But it is also clear that we need international funds, but what we do not need internationally are funds that will come with strings attached, which strings will undermine our democratic national sovereignty, our fundamental right to self-determination, our democracy, which we fought very hard for. But we will welcome interest-free money as well as the money that is not accompanied by such strings, money that will not bury our democracy. That one we are saying thank you to it, because we fought for this democracy very hard, and this means that the National Treasury will have to look at what is available at our disposal and what the state is able to rally and ensure that the money is administered in such a way that the coverage will be as wide as possible. And the technical details will be determined by the amount of resources available.
But from the work that you guys have done, including as the Alliance and the research that you have done, have you been able to come up with an amount that would state that this is an amount that we believe that a poor family would be able to survive on?
What we said is that we should not micromanage those who we have deployed in the state. We looked at the upper poverty line. we look at the lower bound poverty line, and we look at the food poverty line. We said at least whatever amount that we will arrive at should take into account those measures of poverty, because in other words, we are also proposing a poverty alleviation intervention. But what you wish to see cannot be an amount put forward from the word of mouth or from an exercise done in isolation from resources. What is very important is to have resources on the table, and we wish the president will answer the question of the resources. What is very clear is that the stimulus package that the South African economy, particularly the working class and poor on whose behalf we express our views, should be bigger than anything we have ever had since our democratic transition. We are talking about a huge amount of resources here, almost to the size of our GDP or even beyond that.
Just a quick one, Dr. Mashilo. When it comes to the announcement that is expected this evening, does the SACP have any position whatsoever on the relaxation of some of the regulations, including slowly restarting the economy and allowing certain sectors of the economy to start operations again?
I can only speak maybe in this regard from the point of view of the alliance, because what we said is that we must be very, very, very careful. Any move that is made has to take into account the risks and has to be accompanied by measures to mitigate those risks. Because we do not want a situation such as you will see in Spain, the United States, as well as in Italy and other countries. But certainly, certain steps have to be made in a very carefully calculated manner towards trying to kickstart the economy. But no step has to compromise the safety of the public and the occupational health and safety of the worker.
Well, thank you so much. That is Dr. Alex Mashilo, SACP's national spokesperson.